Sithbelle here with another episode of Sithbelle Survives. Today, I know exactly what we're going to do, and it's gonna be a fun one. And there's actually a reason I'm starting on the roof of my house. We're not working on the house, but we are going to finally do something about that floating nether portal up at the top. I've been working in a creative test world, and I've got a design for how to make that connect to the world and make it look pretty. And I'm very excited about it. So let's gather some materials and see what we can build. Alright, I have done quite a bit of gathering, and I have nearly 3 shoulder boxes full of stuff. Hopefully this should be enough to get started. Let's get building, shall we? So I started off by clearing off the area that I wanted. It took me a few tries in the creative world to figure out exactly the location, but through some trial and error I figured out where I wanted to go. And then from there it was a matter of setting up the circle and building it all the way up. As you can see, I decided to do teal and black for the colors, which are two of my favorite colors, of course, as they show up repeatedly everywhere throughout the entire builds that I've made so far. And I brought it up in a spiraling pattern, and I actually created a gradient in the teal so that it went from a dark, super dark concrete all the way up to snow, so it actually goes from teal to white, with the black just kind of having little patches throughout. I'm still kind of undecided on the texturing that I did in the black. I might go back and change some of it later, but for now it gets the job done. So as you can see, it's basically just a series of circles built one on top of the other on top of the other, where you move the color one block over each time, so it creates that little spiral. And yeah, I thought I was very clever and got everything that I needed and then some. I even budgeted overages for all my materials, and for the teal to white gradient, I was spot on. I did not have to go back and get anything for the teal to white. But the black, I underestimated that like crazy, and you'll see a whole bunch of cuts throughout this, and that's me having to go back and get more black concrete because I did not make enough. So that was fun. Lesson learned. Still need to get more than I think. I have been consistent across the board with that from every single build I've made so far. Yeah, as you can see, the white's starting to come in, and I tried to. This is where I'm not sure about the patches that I put in the black, because I tried to lighten up the patches as I got higher up to kind of offset the white a little bit, but I think it might stand out too much, so I might replace it with some more of the darker gray that I used down below. Here we're at our narrowest point, very close to the top, and we'll put about 5 layers of that in before widening it back out. There was another concrete break, and here we go, widening out one more to kind of create the framework for the base of the lighthouse light, quote unquote, which is going to be our nether portal when it's all said and done. And yeah, so we kind of created this little tapered look here, and then I used stairs to kind of show the base of the base. Here's another break where I had to go get more materials because I realized I actually didn't have enough obsidian for the size portal that I wanted to make. So I had to go to the inn, get some of that, and then I didn't take good notes on how I wanted this inside to do, so I had to go look at the creative world again, get some references, so that was yet another cut. All in all, I was very well prepared for this. And we'll see another cut here in just a second where I didn't actually have enough blackstone for the blackstone walls. But that was the last cut that I needed to make for actually creating this. I got the glass put in and finally was able to get the roof on it. I decided that I wanted to do, also, it wouldn't stop snowing, for crying out loud. And so I wanted to use mangrove for the roof on this because of the house and the starter base. I kind of wanted them to be a little bit similar since this is my little starter island and all that, and I wanted to have some kind of cohesion there. And all in all, I think I actually like the shape of this roof a bit better than the shape of the roof on the tower on my starter house. So I'm making progress on roofs. Hooray! It's also nothing like the one that I originally designed in the creative world, which is fun. I just kind of started with a similar base shape and then just winged it from there. As you can see, we kind of have our little cupped roof thing going. And we just build it up to a single point, add a little pitchy guy there, and then the pièce de résistance, lighting the portal. And there you have it. We now have a lighthouse. It still needs a foundation of brick, and I'm trying to decide whether or not I want to put in the cliff before putting in the base, or if I should just go ahead and do it. I also need to move the bottom nether portal, which accesses the main part of the nether, inside, and create a way up and down that doesn't rely on wings, just in case I die and lose all my elytra. So, but yeah, that's the lighthouse. I am very, very proud of how the gradient turned out on the teal to white part. I think it's the best one I've ever done. And I'm really glad I did this, and I hope you like it too. So in today's installation of I'm probably not a good person, I am getting my villager trading hall set up to its final form. And for those of you who may not know, this requires a mild bit of murder. So you see, clerics, it takes like 32 rotten flesh to get an emerald. Whereas if I turn them into a zombie and then cure them from being a zombie, they'll be so grateful that they will give me a discount. And that works for all villagers. So we just move our little zombie around, get a couple of love taps, which frankly we deserve, and we just come over here, and the zombie will just hit this guy a little bit until he turns into a zombie too. Super, super moral and, you know, it's super moral and, good person thing to do. But you know what? Those trades are gonna be sweet, so I'll take the hit. Alright, and to cure a zombie, you just throw a little splashy splashy potion. Hit these guys with a golden apple. They make a horrible sound. And then I like to flip the trapdoors down when they're curing. So that way I know that I've already done them. And then we just move on. I've already done the librarians. I did them first. And, we'll take a look. Yeah, you see this guy, he originally traded me 24 paper, now he's giving me 12. And so each of these books are now 1 emerald, where, you know, with some, like, protection for, it was originally 45 emeralds, and I've got it down to 1. So that means that we basically have free armor from our villagers. So we just have to keep repeating this until we have cheap trades on everybody, and then we'll be set up for life. Also, I had to change out my chest piece and my legs because I have thorns and I kept killing the zombies. So that was not good, and alternative measures had to be taken before I accidentally killed my villagers. And glow and behold! Woohoo! One more achievement. Make these just a wee bit easier to read, so I don't have to constantly open them up and see what they actually are trading. So, Project Woods in a Box is all but complete. I now have a shulker of every single type of wood, with the exception of the bamboo, which is almost full. But since I'm using that to help do the kelp farm, it's a little bit slower than I'd like. But what that's done is highlight an important need, which is my tools are absolutely knackered, and I have no good way of fixing that. So I think it's time to do an XP farm, which means it's time to bust out the old Ender. Woo! Well, I have created a wee bit of a shulker monster here, but I have all the stuff I need for this project. So let's get building. Alright, we have stuff in hand. I have removed all the important stuff and replaced my elytra, so if I fall into the void for any reason, I'm not going to be all that sad about it, because we're going into the void. And we just have to hope that we're skilled enough to deal with that. Step one is going to be figuring out where we want to actually put this farm. Funnily enough, I was heading over this direction because for some reason all the servers that I've played on always have the ender up and to the left. But now that I think about it, there's actually no reason for that. And it might actually be beneficial if we used the spawn platform as kind of the basis for where we start our farm. Let's go back over here and see if we can't get back on this guy. I need to make this bridge better. This is terrifying. Alright. So, I'm at level 49. I think I want it to be a little bit lower than that. A lot of the farms have you going all the way down to level 1, and I'm not really in the mood for going that low. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this for like just a minute or two. Let it get down a wee bit. I think being around like level 30, 25 or so like that will be better. And I know a lot of people want it at as low as possible because if that's how spawn works and they want it to be maximum rates, but it's just little old me on here. So we don't need to have the most efficient farm, and I don't think any of the farms we've created so far have been the most efficient. So this will just be in character. Right, you know what? I think that's gonna be good enough. So I'm gonna take this bad boy. We'll start our lava casting. Pretty neat little mechanism built into Minecraft there. Now we just need to wait for the lava to finish going down, and that'll take a second. I'm just going to use my free cam because I don't want to look over and fall to my death. You know, this may have actually gone all the way to 0. Not quite. Let's see where it landed. Why 9? I actually think that's perfect. This lava has the energy of an 85-year-old person driving down the highway. It's in no hurry, and it does not care what your plans are. It's gonna go at its own pace. Okay. The lava is officially gone, and now we can start the scariest part of this entire thing. Oh, I hate this. I hate this. I hate this. I hate this. Okay. Breathe. Breathe, Sithbelle. Breathe. Oh, I hate this so much. Okay, back down. Okay, we made it. Gonna lose these leaves, but that's okay. Get ourselves some ladders to go back up. Pick up our water. now we begin the long journey into the void. AKA the Great Pinky Exercise. Because I'm holding shift like my life depends on it. Alright, just a few more blocks. Do a quick free cam, make sure there's no... Okay, very good. So the whole purpose of coming out this far is we want to make sure that there are no Endermen spawning on this island, so that they are all spawning in the Ender. So far, so good. I think with that, I'm gonna set me up a little platform over here for all of my goodies, so I can start working. One more. One more with a little lip, just like that. Perfect. And using leaves to get across, of course, is very important because entities can't spawn on leaves and transparent blocks. So this will prevent any Endermen from spawning while we're building, which is lovely. Alright. To start off with, I want to do this so I can figure out where I want my baseline to actually be. And this area right here will be where we start. Alright. I'm terrified. I'm in the void. Over nothing. Let's get building. Let's see if I can make this Ender without dying or falling off too terribly many times. Let's go into a time lapse. I'm scared. So we very nearly didn't have this replay footage because I poked a button and it was the wrong one and I deleted the file. Luckily I was able to recover it, so we have the video. Yay! I'm happy. So we start off with the base platform, which is where I'm going to be living when the farm is active and where I'm going to be killing all the Endermen. And I'm creating this little too high ceiling on top so the Endermen can't get in, but I can. And then on top of that, I decided that I wanted to use a spectrum in the middle of the void to kind of give that extreme pop of color. I also added a little window that was supposed to be on the entrance, but I started it off on the wrong side, which is always fun. I can never seem to do these things right on the first try, so if that's the only mistake, I'll take it. But yeah, we made the rainbow going up and coming back down in kind of these little pointed arrow forms, and we got to use some of the new frog lights to show or to give a little bit of luminance in there, which I'm really happy with how it turned out. And then up here is the spawning platforms. I decided to only do one quadrant of it so far because I don't want to end up losing all of that hard work if it's in the wrong spot, because let's face it, I make mistakes on farms. Okay. Let's gingerly fly down. Oh, so scary. Okay. We can put away a whole bunch of blocks. Away all those guys. Let's get our trapdoors, our name tag, our minecart, our rail. Where's our rail? Ah, here it is. Our iron bars. And I think that's all we need for this part up here. Oh dear lord, that's a lot of Endermen. Well, that part of the farm is working. Oh man. Please break off of my... Please let me catch it. Please let me catch it. And of course it didn't. This is why you bring spares of everything. You know what? For the time being... Oh! Excellent. This is actually working. So we go 1, 2, 3. I didn't bring carpet. Oh wait, yeah, no, so I have to come down here anyway. One hit kills, just like we like. There it is. Okay, we need some of the carpet. And I actually need a whole bunch of these, because it looks like we're going to be able to finish. The trick is not to look at any of them. So we go through... No! We go 3 blocks up. We put an iron bar down. We put a carpet on top. And here comes the tricky part. We're going to be making a great big mess of dirt here, but it's actually crucially important. Alright, just make sure we have the rail on the one that's not above. I didn't think I brought enough food for this. So now what we have to do is we have to do this until we spawn an endermite. Yep. Oh. Oh, got him. Alright, we named him Maraca because you heard that sound he just made. Excellent. He's a spicy little Maraca. Okay. We put a carpet on top of him like that. We ever so carefully clear away this dirt. And I dare say this farm is working. So this farm operates on the mechanism that Endermen hate Endermites. They hate them. Capital H. Hate. Maybe all caps. So what we do is we put an Endermite where they can't reach one, and they come in, they try to kill it, and because of how spawn mechanisms work, they see trapdoors as full blocks, so they walk over them, thinking they're solid, and they're not, so they fall down in the hole. We officially have a working Enderman farm. Now let's get the other spawn platforms finished so we can wrap this bad boy up. Alright, I have completed this farm enough that I've put my gear back on. And now we're ready to give it our maiden voyage. Let's hold our axe in our offhand. Give that one big hit. And in a matter of seconds, we have managed to completely repair our axe. I think this thing is a success. Oh. And to dispose of all the excess pearls, I have 3 droppers here, and all I have to do is push this down, and it'll spout them off into the void, which is immensely satisfying to watch. Now let's pack up our stuff and go home and finish our next project, and maybe clean up this bridge while we're at it. This thing just looks so cool in the distance. I love the rainbow. Hate the lack of symmetry, but necessary evil. Had to have a little storage room. And with that, I think that's going to do it for this episode. In between episodes, I'm going to work on getting the terraforming finished for the island. I'm going to make it an eroded cliff face like I did the rest of this, but you've already seen plenty of that, so I'm just going to go ahead and take care of it in between episodes and off camera. And then I'm going to set a foundation for our new lighthouse so that it sits all pretty, and maybe figure out a way to get inside of it. Who knows? But anyways, if you made it this far in the episode, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye!